Okay, so you want to get your FAA Airframe and Powerplant certification, right? It's a huge deal for any aviation mechanic, a real career maker. But man, the journey to get there, it isn't just about what you know. It's about fighting your way through a process that can feel, let's be honest, kind of broken and seriously outdated. So today, we're going to tear down the barriers that are standing in your way. Let's get into it. This is the question, isn't it? The one every single mechanic asks. You've put in the work, you've got the skills, you know your stuff from real world experience. So why does getting that official piece of paper feel like climbing a mountain? Well, I'm here to tell you, you're not crazy. The system itself has some major built in roadblocks that make it way harder than it needs to be. And look, this isn't just one group's problem. This hits everybody, no matter where you're coming from. You could be fresh out of a Part 147 school. You could be a civilian mechanic with years of grease under your fingernails, or you could be a military vet coming out of the JSAM TCC program. It doesn't matter. You're all stuck facing the same crazy hurdles, just trying to prove you know how to do the job you're already doing. Alright, let's talk about the first giant wall you smash into, getting the official okay from the Flight Standards District Office. And let's be super clear here. This isn't the actual test. No. This is just getting permission to even sign up for the test. It's nuts. And for way too many really good mechanics, this is exactly where the dream dies before it even gets off the ground. And here's what you're really up against. Just think about it. You're trying to get an appointment at an FSDO office that's maybe open for this stuff. What? One day a month? So you've got to take time off work, maybe drive for hours, all for one meeting. And when you finally get your chance, you're handing over this giant stack of papers to an evaluator, and who knows what they'll think. It's so subjective. One person might look at your experience and say, "Yep, you're good to go," while the guy at the next desk could look at the exact same folder and say, "Nope, not enough." It's a total gamble. And this one, man, this one is a huge problem, especially for our military vets. You've spent years working on some of the most advanced aircraft in the world in high stakes situations. But how is it all documented? In military speak. You know, Navy rates, Air Force AFSCs, codes that mean everything inside the service and almost nothing to a civilian evaluator. It's like trying to explain a whole career in a foreign language. All that incredible skill, all that expertise, it just gets lost in translation. Okay, so let's say you do it. You slay the FSDO dragon, you get your golden ticket, your authorization. You're thinking, yes, I'm in the clear. But not so fast, because now you run headfirst into obstacle number two. The study tools you're using are probably training you for a test that literally doesn't even exist anymore. So here's the deal, the whole game changed. We moved from the old system, the PTS, to the new one, called the ACS. The old way, the PTS, was all about the how. Follow these steps, turn this wrench. But the new way, the ACS, which has been the standard since 2022, is all about the why. It's about knowledge, managing risk, making smart decisions. So if your study guide is still stuck in the old world, just teaching you the how, it's not preparing you for the test you're actually going to take. And just how bad is it? Get ready for this. 2012. That's the last time a lot of the most common study guides and prep software got a real update. 2012. That's more than a decade ago. Think about that. That's like a doctor studying for their board exams today, using a textbook from before the iPhone was even a huge thing. Sure, some of the basics are the same, but the tests, the standards, the whole philosophy, it's all changed. You're basically setting yourself up to fail. So, let's recap. We've got a bureaucratic nightmare just to get permission, and then you have to navigate a minefield of outdated study junk. Yeah, it sounds pretty bad, I know. But what if there was a way to just sidestep all of that? A modern way to take on both of these problems at the same time? And that's where something new comes in, the Rated app. And the cool part is the app was built by A&P mechanics, by people who got sick and tired of fighting the same broken system. They get it, because they lived it, and they decided to build a tool specifically to smash through these barriers one by one. First thing first, let's talk about that FSDO authorization nightmare. A modern solution has to go right at the heart of the problem, the documentation mess. We need a tool that can take that shoebox full of random papers and turn it into a clean, professional portfolio that speaks the FAA's language. And here's how it actually works. It's pretty straightforward. Step 1. Log your work history. Every place you've worked, the aircraft serviced, and the tasks you did. 2. With automatic translation, the app does all the hard work for you. It automatically translates everything, even those confusing military codes, and maps it directly to the current FAA standards. And 3. The app generates a portfolio. Poof! It spits out a perfect professional portfolio ready for the FSDO. It takes all the guesswork and that roll of the dice feeling right out of the equation. Alright, so imagine the authorization headache is gone. Solved. Now we can focus on that second big obstacle. How do we fix the problem of studying with materials from the Stone Age for a test that's brand new? This is where things get really smart. Instead of making you study the entire universe of A&P knowledge all over again, the system looks at the work history you already put in. It figures out what you already know from your hands-on experience, and this is the key. It shows you exactly where your knowledge gaps are. So you stop wasting hours studying stuff you perfected years ago, and you can focus your energy only on what you actually need to learn to pass. And of course, the study tool itself has to be built for today's test. That means it needs a question bank that's always being updated with the latest from the FAA. It's got to be designed to make you learn the why, not just memorize a bunch of answers you'll forget tomorrow. And this is huge. It needs to have a simulation for the oral and practical exam, so you can practice for the real thing and walk in there feeling totally confident, ready for anything they throw at you. Okay, so we have a tool that takes care of the two biggest headaches. Now, let's pull it all together. Let's map out a clear step-by-step strategy to get you from where you are today all the way across the finish line to having that A&P certificate in your hand. Here's your game plan. Step 1, use the app, build that killer FSDO portfolio, and get your authorization. No sweat. Step 2, dive into your studies with the general test first. It builds that solid foundation of the why. Step 3, hammer that O&P simulation so you build real confidence. Step 4, stick to the study plan to keep your momentum going. See? It's not some impossible mountain. It's a clear, manageable path forward. For way too long, getting your A&P has been filled with these pointless barriers that have stopped so many good mechanics in their tracks. But now, with the rated app that is actually built for today's world and today's standards, that path is finally clearing up. So the real question is, are you ready to stop fighting the old, broken system and start building your career? The rated app is here. It's your turn to take control.